and welcome to this week's edition of Politics First.
Neither Rahul Gandhi nor Narendra Modi has officially been named Prime Ministerial candidate of their respective parties. But the stage is being set for a battle royale.
A battle to build opinion, favourable disposition and to create an aura with extensive use of social and other media.
It's a battle that began on the fora of the country's top corporate bodies. Rahul Gandhi at CII.
India has grown faster under the UPA because we have greatly lowered tensions between communities, made growth more inclusive. Anger, hatred and prejudice do not contribute to growth. When you play the politics of alienating communities, you stop the flow of movement of people of ideas.
And Narendra Modi at FICCI.
हमारे कांग्रेस के मित्रों ने जो गड्ढे किए हैं वो गड्ढे भरने का काम किया है। ये जो हुआ है गड्ढे भरने से इतना आपको संतोष है तो भव्य दिव्य इमारत बनेगी तब आपको कितना संतोष होगा ये मैं अनुमान लगा सकता हूं।
What followed soon was a spate of opinions, counter-opinions and reactions to their speeches on the social network, especially Twitter and Facebook. Sharp, sarcastic, sometimes downright slanderous. And thus the political parties and their leaders now realize that the communication needs of the day change too fast. Before going to the citizens of India, the so-called netizens have to be won over.
We saw how effective it was during the anti-corruption stir of Anna Hazare. So, it is a phenomenon which I think politicians have to come to terms with and have to learn how to handle. But I think it's still a small sector, a small section of, the Indian polity. And I think at the end of the day, there's nothing like grassroots work who go out fan out into the villages, fan out into, sort of small kasbahs and things, and actually mobilize voters to come to the booths and spread your message for you.
Almost 160 parliament segments which have direct access to 80% of the population through social media. So that does make a sense, and that is a very large urban composition. Today in this country there are more than 4 crore people who have smartphones. So keeping this in mind, every political party definitely like to follow suit. So I think it does have an impact, and across the world we can feel it.
For the first time in the political arena of post-independent India, the big parties have woken up to a new phenomenon and have started planning for the same, the effort to win the online battle before the on-ground polls. So when the Congress party announced its restructuring, a newer, larger team Rahul was revealed to help the Congress vice president in his fight for 2014. Leading the media battle in this crucial election is someone whom the party has pinned its hopes on of not just adapting to the changing communication needs, but winning that war.
I think the Congress woke up too late to the efficacy, the way the social media could be used. The BJP, was onto this much earlier. And it is only the Anna movement which woke the Congress to how the social media could mobilize people. And they themselves, Salman Khurshid had, I remember, talked about it at that time, how the Congress had failed to do so.
Elections in India is essentially a very personalized exercise, with contacts, connections and caste arithmetic helping a prospective candidate land a ticket before his local networking and soft power takes over in his constituency. But all that's about to change.
श्री अजय माकन के पास है कम्युनिकेशन, पब्लिसिटी एंड पब्लिकेशन। अब मीडिया डिपार्टमेंट का नाम कम्युनिकेशन होगा और अजय माकन उसके इंचार्ज होंगे। उनके साथ अटैच सेक्रेटरी हैं श्रीमती प्रिया दत्त।
This change in the paradigm of communication is going to affect the behavior of states, going to impact upon revolution as we know it, terrorism as we know it, reconstruction by states as we know it. So therefore, you are actually moving into a totally new age itself, bringing all the entities within the party together, creating a seamless communication space is keeping in with the times.
49-year-old Ajay Makan has experience of being minister both at the centre and in the Delhi government. He is also often seen as a strong contender for Delhi's Chief Minister's post. But is he experienced enough? And does he have the potential to deliver in his new job?
Social media has really changed the norms of the game. You and I don't now interview, the politicians don't give us interviews. They don't have to face our uncomfortable questions. They just get on, they just tweet and say what they have to. It's a one-way conversation, so it suits them also. The netizens are heavily at the moment in favor of Narendra Modi. Let's see what the Congress does to remedy that situation.
Today the Congress party is grappling with the situation in which there is a general sense of hate against the Congress party. The face of the Congress party, whether it's Manmohan Singh, Sonia Ji, and I'm sure Rahul Gandhi is also going to be a victim of that. So they are trying to make over their face, they are trying to improve their image, but the people are very upset.
A regular tweet bull, Ajay Maken updated his Twitter profile minutes after he put in his papers, prefixing an X before his designation as minister, perhaps reflective on why the top communication job in the party was given to him. Maken's task is cut out for him as he pits himself against the BJP campaign managers, who have already successfully tested new election marketing techniques in the recently concluded Gujarat polls.
ये मेरा शायद पहला ऐसा प्रवचन है कि जिसके पूर्व मुझे फेसबुक पर और ट्विटर पर आपसे जुड़ी हुई महिलाओं ने संपर्क किया, कई सारे सवाल भी पूछे और बहुत सारे सुझाव भी दिए। मुझे भाषण पे कोई ज्यादा सोचना नहीं पड़ रहा है। इस सोशल मीडिया टेक्नोलॉजी का आभारी हूं जिसके कारण मैं इतनी बड़ी मात्रा में माताओं बहनों से कनेक्ट कर पाया।
संचार के इस युग में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण एक्सेसिबिलिटी होती है, उपलब्धता होती है। और अगर उपलब्धता नहीं होगी, एक्सेसिबिलिटी नहीं होगी, तो कम्युनिकेशन ही नहीं हो पाएगा। तो इसलिए कम से कम मैं अपने तरफ से आपको ये सब लोगों को कहना चाहूँगा कि मैं हमेशा आप लोगों के लिए उपलब्ध रहूँगा, एक्सेसिबल रहूँगा, और मैं कोशिश करूँगा कि हमारे जितने भी साथी हैं वो भी उपलब्ध रहें, एक्सेसिबल रहें।
The Congress feels his knowledge of social media and technology will help the party take on the onslaught of Narendra Modi and his followers on the medium. Team Modi has the first mover advantage in the fight for the online space. Modi not just uses the media to disseminate information, but also to air his views and voice his opinion, as he recently did during the Advani resignation crisis.
Narendra Modi has used media to the hilt, and he's got a very good team, big team. They've been in action for a while.
Post 2002, how mainstream media handled the subject, different parameters for different rights, for example. So it started at that time, but it may have peaked around the FICCI and CII. It may have peaked around that time because then everyone was already initiated in usage. It was initiated and glued to following certain trends, and FICCI and CII was a paradigm shift in that sense.
There are certain political parties who try to surmount the handicap which they have in the real world by trying to live in the virtual world. The difference between the real world and the virtual world is that in the real world you reach out to real people, those real people go out and vote. In the virtual world, you at times create your own proxies and you're content with that.
Jargon like data mining and analytics is on vogue, and we are told that it would be an Obama 2008-like campaign, complete with individual targeting of voters and projection of a leader. While the opponents point out that India is not a presidential system, it is not stopping the Modi team from using a style high on tech quotient, claiming that that's where New India stands.
There is a hardcore new media team working for Narendra Modi. The team specializes in social media, email marketing and tech services. The very same team was involved in beaming Modi's speeches through innovative 3D technology in various parts of Gujarat. Meet Devang Nanavati, a core member of Modi's campaign team in Gujarat. Nanavati explains why social media cannot be ignored.
the voter profile that's going to be a large part of the electorate in the next elections. It's a young population, a young India. That is a generation which is not generally influenced only by the traditional media, the medium that we are using today. It is also moving beyond to issues like Twitter, Facebook, online programs, Google Talks, etc. And those platforms, as Mr. Modi himself made it clear in the campaign committee meeting that he first had, that we must use this technology more in the national elections, and the BJP as a whole, not just in Gujarat but all over India, must make use of technology.
Team Modi feels social media gives their target voter an election experience and makes him a participant in the electoral process.
When you reach out through the alternative media to an individual voter, there is a sense of belonging of that voter. Elections comes every 5 years, nothing is going to change. It is this apathy that you target by reaching through the alternative media.
In the recent Congress restructuring, Rahul Gandhi's stamp has been more than evident, with not just the fact that several leaders close to him have been entrusted with more responsibility, but also the fact that the average age has come down to 52, the lowest ever.
I think the team Congress is working very hard, and we know that our sincerity, we should not be compared with anybody.
Represents that generational shift, because a lot of people who had worked with him in the mass organizations, in the NSUI, in the Youth Congress, have been given positions of responsibility. So I think, from that point of view, not bear his stamp, but is reflective of his thinking. Also reflective of the recognition of the change in the media space and the need to respond to it faster, which is reflected in this revamp.
The BJP too, just about 3 months back, inducted younger faces in its party hierarchy. Apart from Varun Gandhi and Rajiv Pratap Rudy, names like Smriti Irani and Amit Shah figured in the list too.
Mr. Amit Shah has some semblance and proximity to Narendra Modi. Mr. Modi is a big strategist. He knows how to run campaigns. He knows how to read the mind of the people.
Few people have been there, and there has to be a change I would put it as the change in terms of step by step. Strategy is not to have trusted people or not trusted people. We can't go on those parameters. Once you have to run a political party where every political worker should get some kind of work.
It's not all youth over experience, with the Congress though playing safe. Adding balance to the new look, young team stalwarts like Ambika Soni and Digvijay Singh drafted in and given key responsibilities.
बीजेपी के नया ओम नमः शिवाय, नमो और शिव एक साथ नारा दे रहे हैं। अब यही है कि 2014 में स्वाहा होना है।
We are here because Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Mr. Advani chose to give us a responsibility when we were 10 years younger as ministers. So that positioning helps us. So every political party, it is important to position a next generation for future leadership, and that is what exactly Mr. Rajnath Singh has done.
As you go into 2014, you obviously, require that blend of youth and experience, but more importantly, with the change in means of communication, even the dynamic of political structures has undergone a transformation. You have activists who are far more mobile. You have a large number of sympathizers who weigh in at an election time. We are living in very fluid but yet very interesting times.